Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Unity Hour. The community team at the Mom Project welcomes you to another installment of Unity Hour, a series designed to keep us moving together while we're still apart. My name is Hiba Abdillahi. I am the social media manager at the Mom Project, and I'm joined today on screen by my colleague Tiffany with her little one Isabel, who's 8 years old, and my colleague Liz with her children Lily, who's 12, and Melody, who is 10. Colleen, our chief community officer, is womaning the YouTube chat, and we will have time for questions that you have at the end of the session. As a reminder, this entire session will be recorded and can be accessed via the YouTube channel. You'll also receive an email with the link and follow-up items if you've RSVP'd for the session. And if you didn't yet, you can still RSVP. We've got you covered with things to come up. So the Mom Project was founded to build a better workplace for the future, for moms and for everyone. A big part of this mission is the powerful community that is formed around this purpose, and each of you play an important role in it. And today we have a special Unity Hour planned for you and your little ones in collaboration with OutSchool. It was very important for us to host this, as many of you are probably currently looking at your career and seeing if you could pivot accordingly, depending on where you at. And although today's session will assist parents with helping their child move closer to a career that they love, our goal is to also have parents use this exercise to set their own goals and move toward a career that you love as well. Timing is so relevant right now as our kids are seeing us work so much more than they're used to. And also, we're fully back in the swing of school and doing e-learning or homeschooling, whatever you're doing at home. So let's continue to have them see us work, see us make meaningful contributions, and start thinking about all the wonderful things and careers that they can achieve when they get older. So we're thrilled to host teacher Nicole, who's an interactive with this interactive session appealing to both parents and their children. She is the career guru and can be best described as the thermostat that changes the climate of any room. She's a career and technical education teacher with an extensive business education and presentation background. She spent 20 years as an executive leader at a Fortune 200 corporation while teaching as an adjunct professor at local community colleges. Now, having retired from corporate America, she finds her joy in helping her students find their passions and presenting improvement strategies at leadership conferences and spending time with her family. So I'm going to have Alex, who is our OutSchool extraordinaire, tell us more about all the great things OutSchool has to offer. So Alex, I will toss it to you.
Thank you so much, Hiba, and hello, everyone. Thank you to the Unity Hour team for having us here today. Can you see my screen? I think it's working. Awesome. So before we jump into the really exciting activities and presentation from teacher Nicole, I just wanted to share a little bit more about OutSchool. So we are a live interactive platform for classes for kids ages 3 to 18. And we have to date over 50,000 classes on our platform. So there's absolutely a class and a subject that will interest every learner out there. All of our classes are taught by vetted and passionate professionals. Our teachers have to go through an application process and a background check in order to teach on our platform. So you can rest assured that your learners will be in great hands. And we have a really great community around us. We've amassed over 300,000 five-star reviews. So we're beloved by both parents and learners alike. And the best part, our classes are as low as $10. So teachers set their own prices, and you can, the classes are all really affordable. So what can your child learn on OutSchool? Again, with over 50,000 classes, there is a class on just about everything. We, of course, have your core subjects, and these are often paired with topics that kids really love. So you can learn chemistry through Harry Potter, you can learn math with Minecraft, or even creative writing through Pokemon. We also have your enrichment or after school classes, anything from all kinds of different art classes, fitness, dance, and also music and singing. And we all know that in the era of social distancing, it's really important for our young ones to stay connected with their peers and their teachers. So there are a lot of classes on OutSchool that are strictly social, and anything from movie club, book club, girl time chat, or Lego club. But one of my favorite things about OutSchool is you can find topics that aren't taught in a traditional classroom. So architecture through Legos, coding and video game design, animation, entrepreneurship and investing, or even gardening and how to care for animals. And of course, we know all families are approaching this school year a little differently. So OutSchool can support your distance learning curriculum. Our teachers are also doing tutoring, and that can be either one-on-one tutoring or in group settings. So we really hope that you'll join us. You can go to outschool.com to learn more. And the Mom Project members can get up to $20 off of your first class. Heba and her team are going to be sending out a link for you all that you can use to sign up. And once you book your first class, you can just email support@outschool.com and mention the Mom Project, and our support team will reimburse you up to $20 for that class. So without further ado, I'm really excited to introduce teacher Nicole and have her lead us through, as Heba said, a topic that is really relevant for both us as professionals and our young ones. So I hope that you have your little ones sitting by you, and I'll let you take it away, teacher Nicole.
All right, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Heba. I really appreciate this opportunity to share a subject that I am very passionate about. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome moms, welcome children, students. I am so glad to be here. And guys, as I mentioned, during this session, we are going to help our children find the career that they love. Let's go over and take a little peek at today's objectives. The first thing that we're going to do is discuss why this topic is so important. Then we're going to go right into finding your interest and passion. And from there, we're going to go to what we call career clusters, which is a grouping of careers. And we're going to talk about why understanding that is important. Then we're going to actually establish some SMART goals. So a takeaway from this session today is everyone, mom and child alike, will develop a SMART goal. And as a bonus, we're going to peek into one of my most popular classes, called Let's Talk Without Fillers. We're going to practice that soft skill. All right, guys, so it's going to be a jammed-packed session. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so why is this important? There was an article that was presented a little while ago called Only 13% of people worldwide actually like going to work. Let me say that again. Only 13% of people worldwide. And when I say worldwide, it was 140 countries, guys. 140 countries participated in this survey. And only 13% said that they love going to work. There was this Chinese philosopher many years ago who said, if you choose a job you love, you will never work a day in your life. Now let's think about that for a minute. The survey said only 13 people like their job. But this philosopher said many hundreds of years ago, said if you choose the job you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life. Guys, I am a mom. We have a blended family. I am a mom of 9 kids. Yes, I said 9. That's a lot, I know. So I am like you. I want to be sure that all of my kids don't fall into the 87 percentile. I want them to be in the 13 percentile. In fact, I want you to help me, help them, everybody increase that percentage so we all have a career that we love. So you may be wondering, what's up with the rest of the 87%, right? We all can do math. 13% love their job. What about the rest of them? Well, I'm glad you're asking. 63% are not engaged. So what does that mean, Teacher Nicole? What does not engaged mean? That means they go to work, but they're not motivated. They go to work, but they're not engaged. They go to work, but they're not going to give any extra effort. They go to work because they have bills to pay. Now, who wants to do something just because of something else, like bills? Raise your hand. Not me. I want to be able to have a career that I love. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yes, I get to teach, because that's my attitude every day. I love teaching. And I want my kids, I want your kids to feel the same way. Okay, so we're not at 100%. What about the other 24%? Look at that frowny face, guys. 24% hate their job. 24% out of all 140 countries hate their job. Yes, moms, I know that's a strong word. I wouldn't let my kids say hate either, but that's fact. They did not like going to work. They got up every morning like, oh, I gotta go to work. And when it was close to time off, some of them probably left early because they hated their job. That's why this session, that's why my courses are so important. We all want to have our children in a career that they love, and that they're passionate about. So let's get to it. Let's go with step one, guys. Again, we're going to choose a job we love so we would never have to work a day in our life. Step one is finding your passion. And over in the chat box, you'll see 2 links. So guys, while we're talking, or you may want to hold off until after the session, I strongly encourage you, moms, as well as your students, to take these interest assessments, because we're going to take a look at them right now. There are 4 things that I walk my students through when we're talking about finding their passion. The first one is a personality assessment. And most of the time I use what we call Myers-Briggs. And moms, I'm sure you guys have probably completed a Myers-Briggs assessment sometime in your life, whether it was in school, college, or whether it's on the job. We used to walk around saying, I'm an ENFP or ESTJ, ISFP. And everyone knew what you were talking about. And basically, it's assessing your personality, whether or not you're outgoing or you're an introvert, whether or not you really are passionate about working with your hands, or if you prefer working with with people. That's what a personality assessment can do. And I have a link here on the presentation where you can go directly to myersbriggs.org and you can complete the assessment on your own, and it will spit out, okay, that was nasty. It will give you some information about your particular personality, and it will match you to a lot of careers, guys. Again, that's one assessment. The other assessment, and this is one we're going to talk more about, is called an interest assessment. And this assessment can be found at www.careeronestop.org. And this assessment will ask you questions like, would you like to build kitchen cabinets? Me personally, nah, don't like working with my hands. It will also ask you if you like to write books or plays. It will ask you all of these questions, and you get to check whether or not you strongly like it, you dislike it, you're unsure, you dislike it, or you strongly dislike it. And based on your answers to all 30, usually it's 30 questions, it will spit out what areas match your interest. It's called career interest types. It will tell you what types match your interests. So that's the second one. The third one that I have my students complete is called an activities assessment. And this assessment will spit out, I know that's nasty, will spit out what we call career cluster matches. So you will go down and check whether or not you like certain activities. For example, would you like to be a leader or someone in authority? Would you like to be involved in politics? So you would just simply go down through that list and check the things that you think you would be interested in. And out comes a grouping of careers that match the activities that you selected. And we're going to talk more about that in a minute. And the final one, and this is for moms out there, the final one is skills assessment. And this skills assessment, again, can be found on careeronestop.org. This skills assessment is better suited for those who have a little bit of experience, because it asks you things like, do you prefer to work in administration or management, or if you like building and construction? And it's usually asking those questions based on things that you have done in the past. So those are the 4 types of assessments that I strongly encourage anyone, moms and children alike, to expose yourself to or experience to kind of narrow down to get to that career that you love. And as I mentioned, we're going to talk about the middle 2, interest and activities. And as you see, there is a bit.ly for both of those, the interest assessment and the activities assessment. So for those of you out there, I hope you have had an opportunity to at least take a peek into the interest assessment. If not, I want you to go ahead and do that now. Pull up the bit.ly. Moms, encourage your children to pull up the bit.ly and have them to go ahead and complete that. I'm going to put us on a 2-minute timer as we kind of talk about that a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna put us on a 2-minute timer so we can talk about the interest assessment while moms go ahead and have your kids complete that assessment really quick, if you could. So I mentioned a little while ago, moms, about how the interest assessment would spit out, would actually give you whether or not you fall into 6 different career interest types. So what are these types? And you see the types here in this picture. They are realistic, the doers, investigative, the thinkers, artistic, the creators, social, the helpers, enterprising, the persuaders, and conventional, the organizers. Those are the 6. So you may be thinking, why would that relate to my career? So let's take the first one, for example, realistic. People with realistic interests like work activities that include practical, hands-on, problem-solving opportunities. Those are realistic people. They want to get hands-on. They want to do things that relate to more real activities. Let's take the social piece, for example. That's the 4th one, social. They are the helpers. They promote learning and personal development. The social people are kind of like teacher Nicole. They are the ones that love teaching. They are the ones, guess what, guys? Like to talk. Do you know anybody that likes to talk a lot? Well, guys, I have to share this with you really, really quick. One of my cousins put out on social media, name the cousin that would make us lose $1 million if we had to sit still for 30 minutes. And do you not know that every last comment, and there was like 60 comments, every last comment had my name attached to it. Oh! Now, some people would take offense to that, but me personally, I don't, because I understand my personality and I'm able to match my personality with my career. And therefore, I am so fulfilled because I understand my personality, I understand my interests, and I'm able to work in a career that I love. Do you guys understand? Do you see? Do you make the connection now? How it's so important to figure out what you're passionate about, what your personality is, so that you can match that to a career? You guys see why it's so important? Yes. Okay, guys, so time's up. I know everybody has had an opportunity to finish their assessment, but if you haven't, don't worry. You can do that later. So let's take a look at the results. So the results here is broken down into 5 different areas. Your screen, after you finish, should look similar to our page here. The first area says match, and match will have one of 3 things. It will either say best, great, or good. And the match means that the career that's going to be listed in the next column matches your interest perfectly, is best. So-so is great. And good is, okay, you could probably do that job and be somewhat satisfied, but you may fall into that 63% category soon after you get the job. So it's better to look at the ones that says best, okay? The second column has the career. So it has a specific career that best match your interest assessment. And you can simply click on that career and it will take you to more information about that specific career. But at a high level, it also gives you 3 other pieces of information. Number 3 says outlook. And the outlook is, will that career be in need, or will people be hiring for that career in the near future? Okay. I will warn you guys, in one of my classes, we talk about the economy and how the economy has shifted so with this pandemic. As you know, many careers, many positions have changed drastically due to the pandemic. So in one of my classes, we talk about the economy and making sure that we find a career that meets the current economy state. Number 4 is hourly wages. Because guess what, guys? We don't really want to work for free, right? We kind of want to know how much money we're going to make based on that career. And this gives us a snapshot of just that, the hourly wages. And the 5th column is education. Before you say you want to be a neurosurgeon, you might want to know how long you're going to have to spend in school, right? Yeah, because if you were like me, after that 6-year college, I was like, I have had it. After I got my master's degree, I was like, whoo, that's enough school for me. But if you have a desire to be a neurosurgeon, you need to know that you're going to have to go a little bit longer than 6 years after you graduate high school. So it prepares you for what's to come, and you need to know that. All right, guys, so I'm not going to ask for questions right now. So we're going to jump into questions at the end of the presentation. So if you do have a question about this, please, please, please write it down, and we're going to come back and grab that. Also, lastly, I want to point out on this slide, you see the graph, it has your interests. Now, guys, I will share with you that this is my, this is my assessment, and you see what my best match is? Teaching. I didn't fib, guys. I just put in my interest and it spit it out. Teaching. But again, you'll see that social piece is extremely high. It's the highest one on there. That S, that 13 there, that's me. All right, guys. So the next one that we want to look at, step 2, is to match your interest to a career cluster. So sometimes you complete the first assessment and that first job that says best match, and you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. You can always go and do this next assessment, which is a career cluster assessment. And for those of you who haven't had an opportunity to complete that yet, there's the bit.ly there. So you can go ahead and do that while we're talking about the career clusters. The career cluster assessment as I mentioned before, it will ask you questions about things that you like to do, activities that you like to do, like whether or not you like to attend health and science classes, whether or not you love chemistry or you love physical science, or you love working with frogs and cutting them open and seeing what's inside. Also, it asks you if you would like to analyze information and be able to interpret that for others. So you just simply click on the ones that you like, and voila, bada bing, bada boom, you get a personalized top clusters list. And you'll see here, over to your right, it says marketing, education and training. I can't get away from education, guys, because that's my passion. Education and training, arts, audio, video, technology. So it will give you a grouping of careers that you can then click on and learn more about those careers that are within that particular grouping. For example, you see here in orange, it has human services. So in that human services piece, it has that neurosurgeon, the doctors. It ranges from the top of the top with anesthesiologists and neurosurgeons. And then it all goes all the way down to CNAs or nurses, or all the way to social workers and how they interact with people. So again, this will provide you with a grouping of careers. Cool beans? Cool beans. All right, guys, I'm super, super, super excited about the next step, because now you get to take a peek into Teacher Nicole's classroom. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Step 3, guys, is to set SMART goals. And I know you guys already know that SMART is an acronym. I'm sure even our children have heard that either in a career class that they've taken or some type of English class. I'm sure you've already heard about SMART goals. Well, you get to hear a little bit about it some more, okay? All right, SMART goals. What is a SMART goal? SMART is an acronym. And an acronym means that we take the letters and we match it to an actual word. Let's take S first. S is specific. In order to have a SMART goal, it has to be specific. In other words, it needs to state exactly what it is you want to either learn, do, or accomplish. It answers all the WH questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Got a question for you. Isabel, Lily, Melody, ha ha ha. Got a question for you guys. If I were to say that my goal is to go to the Olympics, do you think that's a SMART goal? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs down. Yes, you guys are absolutely right. A specific goal instead would be, I will represent the United States of America in the 200-meter dash at the 2028 Olympics by setting incremental workouts over the next few years. Now, is that specific? Yes or no? Yes, absolutely. Now, guys, I will have to share with you that most of my goals here are track related, because I used to run track for East Carolina University. And of course, my goal was to go to the 96 Olympics. Oh my goodness, I just shared with you how old I am. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Don't try to calculate that, guys. Don't try to calculate that. All right, the next one is measurable. Measurable is the M, measurable. All goals must be measurable. They have to answer the question, how will you know if you achieve the goal if it's not measurable? Okay, Isabel, Lily, and Melody, I have another question for you. I will run faster. Is that a measurable goal? Yes or no? No, right. Okay, how about this one? I will run a time of 55 seconds in the 400-meter run by the end of my 10th grade year. Is that measurable? Yes, because I will know whether or not I ran 55 by the end of my 10th grade year because my coach is going to time me. I'm going to run against other people and I'll know when I finish my 10th grade year. So yes, it's measurable. Awesome. The next letter is attainable. Goals that are attainable actually let us know whether or not we can achieve it. And we have to think about whether or not we have the tools and or the resources to actually achieve that goal. So I got a tricky one for you. Ladies, I will graduate high school with a 6.0 GPA. Is that attainable? Yes or no? No. The reason is, guys, I don't care how smart you are, but in most schools, the highest you can have is a 5.0 GPA, even with the weights, right? So you have to think through and make sure that your goal is actually attainable. What about this one? I will make all A's on my report card every year while I'm in high school. Attainable? Yes. Yes, I know some people are saying, well, I'm not an A student, teacher Nicole. Hey, that's what goals are for. We need to stretch goals. Hey, we can do anything if we set our mind to it. All right, the next one is R. R is relevant. And relevant means that the goals are actually aligned to what you are actually interested in. All right, so I'm going out on a limb on this one. I will write a book about ants. Is that relevant? Yes or no? That one really depends, right? Because it depends on if you want to write a book on ants. And some people may want to write a book on ants. But instead, I want you to think about anything that you are passionate about. And when you write a goal, you make sure that it's relevant to what you want to do. Because we're all different and unique in our own rights. So we need to make sure that our goals match what we want to do and not because somebody else has told us that's what we needed to do, okay? Because again, we want to be in a career that we love. And if we spend our time doing goals that somebody else told us or we're trying to copy somebody else, then we may end up in a career that we don't like. All right, guys, the last one is the T. Come on, T. The T is timed. Smart goals that are timed have an actual deadline. So I got another question for you. What about this one? I will graduate from high school. Is that a timed goal? Yes, no? I will graduate from high school. Yeah, so I will graduate from high school. When? When are you going to graduate from high school? So a better goal would be, I will graduate from high school June 2022. So you're actually stating when you are going to graduate high school. You have to have a timetable in order for it to be a SMART goal. All right, guys, we got it? Cool. I have some work for you to do. It's your turn, okay? So you're going to have 1 minute. Yes, only 1 minute. You're going to have 1 minute to write one SMART goal related to your career or your education, but something along your career or education, okay? And that's everybody, everybody. And I want those that are watching us live to put your child's SMART goal in our chat box. Remember, your SMART goal must have the 5 components: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timed. Are you ready? All right, we're going to have 1 minute and go. We have 1 minute to write our SMART goal. Let's go, guys. Think, think, like Winnie the Pooh. Think, 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 think. SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time. Come on, moms, you can do a goal too, related to your career or your education. That's what we're asking. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timed. We got 25 seconds left. Dun, 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 dun. You got this. You got this. Come on, guys. Write that goal. You got this. You got this. Come on, guys. Write that goal. All right. 10 seconds. Bum, 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 bum. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bump. Time's up. Time's up. And I know everybody got their goal. Would anyone? Okay. Tiffany, Liz, Isabel, Lily, Melody. Anybody like to share their goal? Okay. Okay. I see a hand. Would you like to share it out loud for everyone to hear?
Nice and loud. I will get all A's in my science and math classes in 5th grade to help me become a paleontologist.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Woo! Everyone goes, wow, it is specific. She told us exactly which class, what she's gonna get. She said it's attainable, definitely is attainable. It's relevant because, hey, guess what? She has to like that math and science class, and it's timed, yes, woo, good job, good job, good job. Thank you so much for sharing. That was Lily, right? Lily, Melody, I'm sorry. I mixed the sisters up. Melody, thank you so much, Melody. All right, guys, thank you for taking a peek into how to set goals like a Smarty class. And just a FYI, in the actual class, we play a fun game with Smarties candies. So before we get into all of that, we get to set goals with using Smarties candies. All right, guys, we have a special bonus for today, just for you coming to this session. And it's step number 4, how to improve your soft skills. Guys, soft skills are crucial to success, whether you're an entrepreneur, you work for yourself, or if you're going to work for someone else, an organization. Soft skills are transferable skills. Regardless of what career you take, you need to have great soft skills. One of the most important soft skills is communication. We need to know how to articulate our thoughts and ideas, both verbally and in writing. My class called How to Talk, Let's Talk Without Fillers is a class that is so needed for adults and children alike. In that class, we learn how to articulate our thoughts and ideas without using filler words. And some of the things that we talk about is having a structured response. Let's say that you have an interview and the interviewer asks you a question like, what's your favorite food? Of course, most interviewers will not ask you that question, but we're gonna use that as an example. What's your favorite food? You should have a structured response to that. There should be a beginning that catches the interviewer's attention. There should be a middle. It should flow like a speech or an essay, and we've all written essays in school. And then your close, the ending, should be a clear, distinctive close so that the interviewer knows that you're finished without saying, I'm done. No, that's not professional. So speaking like the pros, you should have a structured response. What is your favorite food? My favorite food is pizza. I love pizza because when I put it in my mouth and I taste the cheese, oh my gosh, the way it makes my mouth feel, it tingles all inside, and not to mention how it goes down to my belly. It makes my belly jump in excitement because it finally got a taste of pizza. That's why it's my favorite food. A structured response, beginning, middle, end. Yes, that's one thing that we cover. We also talk about grammar and language because we all know that we didn't take English class just to be going to English class. We need to know how to communicate. And so we talk about the importance of grammar and language whenever you're speaking. You need to make sure your tone and volume matches what you're talking about. I say all the time in my class, if you're talking about your neighbor's dead dog, you don't want to have a big old smile on your face and ha ha ha, my neighbor's dead dog, ha ha ha. No, you want to show empathy, and you may want to lower your voice and say, yes, my neighbor's dog died. So we talk about that. We also talk about having confidence and enthusiasm, being sure of who you are. Because when you're in an interview, no one wants to hire someone that's like, well, I don't know. I think, no, you have to have confidence and enthusiasm. And my favorite one, avoid fillers. So, okay, we talk about how to use extra think time in order for you not to use filler words. For example, one of the extra think time strategies is to repeat the question. If you were to ask me, what's your favorite food? I would say, what is my favorite food? And you see how I pause that a little bit? While I'm repeating the question, I'm actually thinking about my favorite food. I'm processing, is it pizza? Is it salad? Is it salmon? Is it steak? I'm processing that while I'm saying, what is my favorite food? And that keeps me from saying, let me think. Again, guys, when you're in an interview, interviewers don't want to hear all of the filler words. I have interviewed over 1,000 people in my corporate job. I did not want to hear all of those filler words. My time is precious, and so is the interviewer. So please, please, please stop using those filler words. Your teacher doesn't want to hear them either. Ha ha ha. All right, guys, so we are going to practice again. You're going to pretend like you're in my classroom, my virtual classroom, and you are going to use these techniques we just talked about, and you're going to answer a question. I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to repeat the question twice. You have to speak for 1 minute, okay? All of my children out there, you have to talk to your mom for 1 minute answering this question. So you can't just simply say yes or no or one word answer. You need to provide a reason. Remember that structured response I talked about? And while they're speaking, mom, you get to evaluate your student. So moms, you are going to tick every time they say a filler word. And guess what, guys? When they first start talking, they're going to probably say, and that's a tick. Go ahead and tick that on your piece of paper. You're also going to comment on your piece of paper, moms, whether or not their voice was confident, whether or not they had enthusiasm. Also comment on whether or not they had good grammar or language. And then note whether or not they had a structured response, an open, middle, and close. And then record on your paper whether or not they stopped before the minute was up. All right, guys? I'm going to ask the question twice, and then I'm going to start the timer. Are you ready? Yes, we are. All right, guys, here is your question. Would you rather be more intelligent, athletic, or humorous? Would you rather be more athletic, intelligent, or humorous? Okay, go. Keep talking, keep talking. You're over halfway there, keep talking. "15 seconds, you're almost there. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. Awesome. Time's up. Now, moms, I know, because I do this class all the time. This is my #1 class. Let's talk without fillers. I know they probably stopped well before time because it's a little bit challenging. It's different. It's a different way to communicate. But please don't frown on them for saying a lot of filler words, because that's just so comfortable. So it takes practice. It really does take practice. And in my class, Let's Talk Without Fillers, it's an ongoing class. So every week you have an opportunity to practice in a non-threatening atmosphere. All right, guys, thank you for being good sports and playing along with us. I just want to let you know, I do have 5 classes out there right now. And in addition to OutSchool's up to $20 off, you get 20% off of any one of my 5 classes, 20% off of any one of my 5 classes if you mention the Mom Project when you register. And you have to register for any of the classes before October 31st. Now, you don't actually have to take the class before then, but you have to register before then. All right, guys, again, my classes are Let's Talk Without Fillers, which is a snippet of what we just saw. And then the advanced class to that, the next class after that is Let's Keep Talking Like the Pros, where you really drive into how to present and how to speak. I also have a one-time class called Let's Set Goals Like Smarty, Setting Goals Like Smarties, which we talked about too. And then I have 2 classes that one is 8 weeks long, How to Find the Career You Love. And then the other one, This Is Your Life, How to Be an Adult. That's 10 weeks long. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming. I just want to remind you guys that you need to, 1, find your interests and passions. Then 2, match your interests to a career cluster. 3, remember to set those SMART goals. 4, improve your soft skills, especially your communication. All right, guys, that concludes my portion of the presentation. Thank you so much. I am teacher Nicole, the career guru, and I believe we have time for some questions. Hiba, I turn it back over to you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nicole. What an amazing session. Such a great, I was literally also taking my own notes down because I just feel like there are so many different things you could take from that to help you with your career journey as well. So one question that we have for you, for all the parents working from home right now, trying to keep themselves balanced as parents, what is your best advice?
My best advice is to schedule a time for everything. Have a schedule. Have a designated spot for your student to work in. That's crucial. And set it up as if they were going to school. So have them get up, brush their teeth, wash their face. I'm going to school, even if I'm going around to the corner of my bed where my desk is. But have them actually think that this is my school right here and take it serious. And for my advice for moms is don't sweat the small stuff, because this is a very trying time. It's very different for parents right now. And it's very important for you, for your student, not to see you stressed, because if they see you stressed, then they're going to get stressed and it's going to show in their schoolwork. So I would encourage all moms out there to, when you need to vent to other moms, vent to other adults, do reach out to your educator, your education system, and share your concerns. Most education systems are receiving feedback and trying to do their best at taking in all feedback. But again, my best advice is don't sweat the small stuff and make sure that your student takes the virtual world just as serious as if they were going to school.
Thank you for that so much, Teacher Nicole. You've literally taught us a lot this past hour, so we really appreciate you for joining the Mom Project today. Thank you, Tiffany and Isabel, for joining as well. Liz, Melody, Lily, thank you guys. It was so nice to see you guys with your thumbs up, thumbs down as we were all learning together. Thank you, Alex, for giving us the OutSchool intro, and everyone, you could go to outschool.com. We're going to put Teacher Nicole's website and everything in the chat box as well. And yes, have a great rest of your Friday, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Bye.